close-up of the Nano tank. I'm doing a little feeding here with my one of my favorite foods to feed small fish. That is the tiny hikari mice and shrimp, frozen of course. This is the smaller ones. You definitely have to pay attention to the size of the foods. And I'm going to mix it up with a little bit of cobalt flake. Feeding time. Now I'm going to get a little bit of flake first so that they know that it is time to come to the top. One thing you want to do with your fish is get them used to the same feeding times if possible, whether you're using a feeder. You can use a wide variety of foods. Well, one of the things that I like to do is I like to keep these little soy sauce cups from like the Chinese restaurant so that I can put my flake foods in it. I'll show you right here. The reason I put the flake food in the cup is so that you don't have the fish coming up to the surface and sucking up air. So if you just put a little water in the cup, the tank water in the cup, you'll notice that you get the fish food goes down. More of your fish will eat it at multiple levels. You'll get fish at the lower levels, you'll get fish at the top levels, and you'll even feed the corals. So if you get these little cups, you can get them from the dollar store too. You get like a pack of 50 for $1. They're usually for like hors d'oeuvres. They're great for feeding your fish. Definitely better for their health because, of course, in the wild, fish do not come to the surface to eat. Well, not most of the time. They are used to eating below the surface of the water. I'm going to do the same thing with the hikari. I have my hikari mysis shrimp. I have a real close-up because I have my phone on a tripod, but this is the smaller size. This is the cubes. If you look real close, it is a really small size mysis shrimp. And I got news for you. The bigger fish and the smaller fish can greatly benefit from the smaller size of food because it is easier to digest. I do 1 cube. I don't put a whole bunch of cubes. I don't rinse it off or anything like that. Once again, I drop it in the cup like this, mix it with a little bit of tank water, and I'll do one better. I have my little tongs here, my forceps. I'll take the cube and get it a little bit wet, just like this. That leaves a little bit of juice in the water, which is good for the corals. Otherwise, you can just do like this, get it going in the water column. This way you're not feeding too much. You're feeding your fish just what they can eat in, I'd say, about 2 minutes. It doesn't matter if it floats around for about 2 or 3 minutes. If you have gobies, like I have my bicolor blenny, which will eat at the lower levels, it's good to have the food go well below the surface. If you have coral on the bottom, which I have a whole layer of mushroom corals, this is an excellent way to feed the corals. Once again, it's actually good, gives you a little relationship with your fish, a little personal time. They get to associate you with feeding, although they probably do that anywho. But once again, if you can do this, and this is goes the same for freshwater fish as well, get used to pre-soaking the fish food in water, tank water, and then just dumping it in the tank like that so that it goes below the surface and so that the fish are not gulping up tons and tons of air. They really like that. I'm going to put some in the other tank next to it and shake off my tongs here. Great. You can see that everybody is eating. You can see exactly where they're eating from. You can actually see some of the polyps on the mushrooms extending. And yeah, you get a real good idea of everybody's eating. Nobody's getting left behind, especially gobies. People assume that bottom fish only eat from the bottom, and that is so not true, so not true. You can see he is an excellent swimmer, actually spends most of his time in the middle water column when it is time to eat. But people are so bent on feeding fish as if they only eat from one level, especially freshwater people out there. Plecos do not just eat algae. Let me just put that out there, because if I go to the pet store and see people buying plecos as algae eaters. Again, I'm gonna like have a cow. They don't just eat algae, they will eat at the higher levels. They will eat off branches, decorations, and things of that nature. And it is important to feed them as such so that you make sure that they're eating. This has been a quick segment on feeding time in the Nano Reef. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I don't want to make it too long. I'm going to leave you with that. Until next time, this is D. Click the like button, thumbs up if you like it. If you don't, keep it moving. Leave a comment below, see if you would like to see more videos like that, like this. And until next time, see ya.